close to that location. We'll get back to that story, but now we want to bring you into the Fox 29 Pulse. Christina Noche joining us today.
Our special guest.
Thanks. Good morning.
Hello.
Actually, you have a really good story that I think you're starting us off with.
She did not call in sick today.
No, I did not call in sick today, but there are a lot of people that call in sick, and some of the reasons that they give, their zipper got stuck, they couldn't get out of their outfits in time to get to work, which could happen, or that they got on the wrong plane.
Now, see, I can't believe someone would say that. Just say you didn't make your plane.
Right.
You give me some good ideas for tomorrow, though, when I call in sick.
But they also say Friday and Monday is when you shouldn't call in sick, because that's
Good
really when
point.
they don't
Good
believe
point.
you.
That
And
is so
Career
true.
Builder did this survey, and they said 1 in 4 employers say they don't believe you, and they don't believe you because they're finding out on Facebook and Twitter because people can't help
Busted.
themselves and they
That's so
can't
stupid.
stay away.
So stupid.
But let me be clear about what exactly is happening. It's not just that they're posting pictures at the beach, which happens. It's more that they'll see a funny article and they'll post it and don't realize that underneath it says what city you're in.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
maybe you're out of town.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not completely the obvious ones. They also say 1 in 5 employers say that they had fired someone that they got caught in a lie.
I mean,
Because you're lying.
that's
Yeah.
not out of the that's not out of
Yeah.
the question.
So
I actually worked with somebody who he would call in sick on Mondays and Fridays, and then his Twitter, it would just be so active. Even his Facebook page, and it'd be like, I thought you were sick.
I mean,
That's
you gotta be
just-
smart,
that's
right?
kinda-
If you're gonna be
that's
sick.
kinda dumb, immature. I mean, what are the words that can be used for that?
People definitely do
So
it.
if you're well
I
enough to
don't.
tweet and well enough to be on Facebook and Instagram, then you're well
Let
enough to
me
get
just
to work.
put this out here real quickly, though. I am off tomorrow. I really am off. And they already know that. I'm not calling in. I'm taking off. So I don't want you to think about this tomorrow when I'm not here.
Tweeting.
First
like,
tweet's
"I'm
going to be
sick."
like, I told him I had off because I was sick, but really,
Yeah, I'm off
I'm
tomorrow,
watching
too.
Scandal reruns.
I'll be here. I'll be here because I did a story.
You know I'm going to watch Scandal reruns. Don't,
Oh my
don't you
gosh.
start with me.
Oh boy. Well, that's a fun time, and you have a lot of people signing off on your Facebook page on that.
A lot of people
Are they confessing to it?
Some people sarcastically say, no, never. Other people have said a lot when I was younger, not so much. You know, the other interesting thing is there are a lot of people in this day and age worried about unemployment. There are a lot of people
Yeah.
really want to keep their jobs, you know, so they
There was
really
an article
don't want to.
There was an article out just yesterday, a national article saying Americans are not using all of their
Exactly.
their PTO days anymore because people are afraid of losing their jobs.
Yeah, so while it's certainly happening, I think that's what we're hearing a lot. It's less so because there is that fear out there, and they don't want to get caught.
Love that you brought that to light, Christina. That was great.
Get into this next story here. The Royals, Kansas City Royals, last night. If you missed it, it is the Fall Classic. I know it's football season here in South Florida, but you know there's baseball still going on. The Royals rallied to beat the San Francisco Giants 7-2 last night. At the end of the game, things got a little testy. The bench is cleared. Not many punches thrown. Everything remained a little calm, just a little talking and mean mugging. Everyone gets the day off today. The team's head to San Fran for Game 3 tomorrow night. So you can watch that game where else but here on Fox 29. All right. I know there's not a lot of baseball fans here at the table, so I'll just make this story a little more interesting for all of us. See this dude? Okay, notice what he's wearing. That's not Royals or Giants garb.
No.
That is a Marlins fan. Through the whole playoffs, he's been sitting right in the front row of the Kansas City Royals. His name, Lawrence Levy, a 58-year-old Miami lawyer. And boy, like I said, he's been sitting behind home plate so far. The Royals allegedly tried to do all they could to get him out of his $8,000 seat.
Wow.
Or out of his Miami Marlins apparel. They offered him a private suite if he would move. They tried enticing him with free World Series goodies if he just gets rid of his orange jersey. The guy said no way. He's hardcore Marlins guy all the way. He has attended all kinds of popular sporting events over the past 25 years, purchasing the best tickets you
His
can
last
find.
name is Levy. Levy is loyal to his team. The Marlins need to scope him out, and they need to reward that.
And somebody said earlier, I think it was our friend John Favoli's like, man, that guy needs to get a life. I'm like, I'll take his life. If you can go
$8,000 seat,
$8,000
that's not a bad
seat.
life.
and wear whatever he can wear whatever
But you
shirt
know
he
what?
wants.
I gotta say, I love that he's loyal. But me personally, if they offered me a skybox seat,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think
well,
he's probably got a lot of
peace
money.
out.
If he could spend the $8,000
Yeah.
seat, he probably doesn't care.
He's
Right.
behind home plate.
Yeah,
You
he
can't
wants to
get-
be there and be in the
that's
action.
real. You know what? I commend him though. He's sticking by.
Loyal.
It's
what
so
he believes
annoying,
in.
though, if you're like a hardcore Royals fan, you're like, seriously, the Marlins guy?
People get real torn
They
up
do.
about that. Like,
Oh, they
he's
get annoyed.
He's a
All
season
right.
ticket holder for the Marlins as well. So.
Wow. Good for him. Whatever floats your boat. As you know, we're less than 2 weeks away from the election, but early voting is going on in our area. You can go to the polls today, for instance, if you want, and we do have information on our website about that. However, this morning, this is what is generating a lot of conversation online. A show on Fox News called The Five was talking about young women voting, and here's what's sparking so much controversy.
They're not in that same life experience of paying the bills, doing the mortgage, kids, community, crime, education, health care. They're healthy and hot and running around without a care in the world.
They should be on jury. They have every right in the world.
I didn't say they shouldn't be. I just thank and excuse them so they can go back on Tinder or Match.com.
Is she crazy? All right, so let's go down this list. Women apparently don't pay bills, is what she was saying. Y'all pay bills, right?
I pay bills. I pay a lot of bills.
I'm going to have a stepson soon, so that's kids. We're involved in the community, right? You deal with crime. You've seen it at least. You've heard of it. It affects you and where you live. You have an education.
Absolutely.
You've got health care. I'm not really sure
what
her,
I
think
her argument was.
And I'm not defending her whatsoever. I think, what she was getting at is, maybe 18, 19, 20-year-old girls that aren't, I don't know. It's a very elitist attitude this woman has.
But as opposed to 18, 19, and 20-year-old boys? I mean,
and hey, go figure, because this country, the laws say you don't have to meet a criteria at 18 years old. That is your American right to vote.
Yeah,
that lady
that's
is
upsetting. I was 17 when I went to college, and I had a lot of responsibility. I mean, I moved halfway across the country, and I had to earn my keep. So I'm not really sure what her argument.
But I feel like anything that kind of gets the conversation stirring and maybe more.
Of course, it's Fox News. Yeah,
always good a little bit.
Yeah.
She's a fool.
We do need to see more younger people voting, though.
That's what I mean. If from this, more people start talking about voting, and it brings that up, then.
Surely a lot of people have opinions.
They do. But you know what? 2008 elections, you saw unprecedented young people go out and vote. The following presidential election, it's always the midterm elections that are a little dicey, but that's across the board. It's not really just young people.
Even then, though, the percentage of registered voters and people who actually vote, or the people who are eligible to vote and registered, is so low. I mean, you look at some countries, they have almost 90-something percent turnout. So, but this commentators' views that you have to somehow meet some sort of criteria in her eyes. That's
she's defined.
That's not what the military is going out and fighting for when it comes to your right to vote.
And one more thing, she said something about go back on Match.com. I don't think 18, 19-year-olds are on Match.com.
Right.
I think that is for older people.
Well, I mean,
annoying.
And grown women are not really on Tinder, so kind of it's confusing both ways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to talk about Halloween, because we've been talking about that for a while, and Halloween is 1 week away from tomorrow. So here's another Halloween costume. The only problem here is that this one is a little bit costly. It's called the $1 Million Morph Suit, and it costs, you guessed it, $1 million. Literally dripping with diamonds, about 70,000 of them. The costume is skin-tight spandex, covering the entire body, even the face, with jewels. The designers at Morph Costumes admit it's a bit heavy, but they assure the purchaser will be able to see in spite of the diamond coating over your eyes. I mean,
just kind of silly.
What's the most ridiculous part about this costume?
well, I don't even think that it's in diamonds, because we've seen things done in diamonds before. I think it's the skin tight spandex over your face. Like, that's weird.
Right? Have you ever seen the Green Man costume?
I was gonna say Green Man or like the Emmy. That looks like an Emmy. You know. But it's just silver, not gold.
That's cool.
But it creeps me out that it's all over your face. Like, it's face banks this holiday.
Especially here, it's hot here for Halloween. So I just can't imagine.
And I wonder how heavy that thing is.
I'm gonna rival that costume and create cubic zirconium man. Zirconium.
For only $100,000.
Get to work on that.
Those are the really expensive diamonds, right?
You only
the
have
cubic
like,
zirconium.
Yeah, that's what you got your wife, right?
What does that mean? The cubics are. That means expensive diamonds. Just kidding.
No.
Diamond
well, this
suit,
has been
man.
a hot topic this week. Renee Zellweger. She hasn't been seen recently in Hollywood, but she stepped out for an event on Monday. And well, take a look. You could be the judge of this. Take a look at her side by side. People say she looks, unrecognizable. Zellweger thinks all the conversation about her face is silly. The actress told People magazine in a statement that, "I'm glad folks think I look different, I'm living different, I'm happy, I have a more fulfilling life, and I'm thrilled that perhaps it shows." But we could be seeing more of her. She does have a movie that's coming out next year. But I mean, that picture,
What's the
she
deal?
looks a lot younger, she just looks like a different person.
She does.
I agree, she looks like a different person. And maybe it's because she's thinner. She's a little bit thinner. She's older.
At least I think she's had some work done.
No. Like it's the cheekbones, I think, are smaller, and the
her
eyes
lips are
are
a
open.
little different. But you know what? Here's the bottom line, because I think people have been on social media about this, and they've been very, very cruel. And I know one side of the argument is, well, you're a public figure, yada, yada, yada. You're an actress, so you sign up for it. But if this is what she wanted to do, and it makes her happy, and she's fulfilling out her life's mission, kudos to her.
Yeah, I'd say go
You know?
for it. But at
the same time, she's got to know that people are going to talk about it.
She doesn't have to admit it, but like she looks different.
Oh,
she
she
looks
looks
good, but she
so
looks different.
different.
Like, you know.
I mean, and you know, I'd recognize her from the short haircut in Jerry Maguire.
It's not like she went from blonde to brunette. I mean, her facial structure.
The facial
She
structure
definitely
is
looks
different.
different. She doesn't have to admit anything, but she definitely looks different.
But good. You know, if you're happy.